What's up, parties and hardos? We got a special one for y'all today for episode 53, the Jeff Skinner episode, Spinny.
There's no chance I've heard of that person.
What about our three guests? Any of y'all heard of Jeff Skinner? Buffalo Sabres?
5x9.
Look at that. We don't know anything.
No, we have
What
admitted
about-
that multiple times.
What about Bo Horvat?
Okay, I know who that is.
Yes.
That I know. Him I know.
There's actually a decent amount of NHL players wearing number 53, but let's go with the Jeff Skinner episode for this one, Spinny.
Jeff Skinner's the one you want?
We got three guests today, two new ones, Nate and Jake Moss. Glad to have y'all on the pod.
Thanks for having
They're going
us.
to carry us. They're going to carry us this episode. Just be ready.
Yeah. We're going to talk a lot of hockey on this episode. We've had a lot of begging for that, so we're going to bring it out. So you're not going to hear a lot from us. We're going to let the guests lead the discussion, and we'll just kind of chime in when we want to pretend like we know what's going on. So, but before we do that, all of our favorite parts of the episode, a word from Jack.
That was amazing. Per usual, let's start with the Frozen Four, though, y'all. And before we talk about the Gophers choking in the championship game, I want to ask you three your thoughts on all three Minnesota teams being in the same region. Obviously, last year, we had three Minnesota teams in the Final Four. So what's up with this year? Is it just a money thing? I didn't get it.
I think not more or less of a money thing, as though they're trying to make it easier on other teams for traveling in their certain regions. So for Minnesota and, St. Cloud and then Minnesota State, it was the closest to go for Fargo. So less expense, less travel. But at the same time, it was just kind of really stupid because at that point, UND fans already bought all of their tickets. It was going to be incredibly hard for all of these fans, Minnesota State, SCSU, and then Minnesota fans to get tickets, even though we didn't see that much. So it was just kind of from the get-go when I first saw that, it didn't make any sense because I talked to some of the guys at MSU and a lot of the people there, and they thought they were going to go to Connecticut. Like they were set on going to Connecticut. That's where they thought they were going to go. And then to actually go to UND to play at the Ralph was just really surprising to a lot of them. I don't know, because Fargo was the only one that did well. Like Fargo was the only one that did super well. Everybody else attendance wasn't that great. So I feel like they're trying to do it geographically and they need to start switching things up.
Was that a new thing this year then? This geographic? Because where were the regions last year?
Yeah, so I think last year we in Minnesota State, I say we were in Pennsylvania, I want to say. I think we were in Pennsylvania, and then the year before we were in Loveland, Colorado. So okay. I don't really know geographic-wise if it was new this year. It's just something I think new that three Minnesota teams were in the same region. Not usually possible. Everyone's like, oh, they just don't want the state of hockey to be the state of hockey.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I thought it was. I was like, are they scared or?
Sounds like they were scared to me.
That's what I thought.
Made it electric though. Having to go through the gauntlet.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are wondering too, like, I don't really know much about it, but I do know that I was listening to a pod and they're like, well, why don't they have the number one seeds in each little conference or each little section host? And they're like, there's just too many like logistical concerns with that, I heard, such as like, different sheets of ice, like Mariucci, we play on an Olympic sheet. I actually think that's changing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
yep.
Regulation, but just like logistical things with like NCAA and like hotels, like there's a small city that was going to host one of these as a number one seed. They might not have the hotels, for example, or just the seating capacity necessary for an NCAA game. So I don't really know much about the specifics besides that, but just kind of something I did hear on a podcast. So
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, he makes like a good point. Like everybody's like, why doesn't the number 1 seed host? And it was a big thing too, because I think it was like with Penn State and another team, it was close to, who was going to get in, who was going to play. I think it would have almost been swapped. It was like a very small differential between Penn State being in our region versus St. Cloud State being in our region too, as well. So logistically wise, though, it's just they're trying to make it. It sounds bad. Max Veach, one of my buddies who like follows college hockey, is great. And he was like, it's just basically a way for like, if you are a struggling team, like maybe you're like Canisius, or you're a team that made it but doesn't have a lot of money, to just, for some reason, if you make it to the national championship, you don't want to spend all your money on that regional travel. So I don't know. I know the guys were really excited because for MSU fans, they're like, hey, we don't have to travel that far. Like, that's exciting for us versus going to Connecticut.
Yeah, there was a lot of people I knew that went up to Fargo to watch the game.
Yeah.
Of course, the Mavs had to lose to St. Cloud.
It's
So
too.
you need to bring it up.
It's literally
What?
too soon for me to talk
man.
about people, and then
It's too soon.
yeah, and then
happened like
and then our entire team implodes. Mike Hastings gone, Todd Knott gone, Simon Tassi, Christian Fitzgerald gone, Bennett Smolik, David Cilia. Guys, and then Christian Fitzgerald today said he was going to the Badgers, and so is our assistant coach Todd Knott. So we're just imploding.
Just all following Hastings to Wisconsin?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they are. Like, I think Tassi and Fitzgerald, who Fitzgerald was on our rookie team, CCHA all rookie team, and then Simon Tassi came in the middle of the season, but he was like our highest recruit. They're probably going to go to Wisconsin, but the Mike Hastings crew, I talked to a lot of people on the inside, no idea. They were blindsided by that. Like, they had no idea he was leaving.
Do you guys still have Darren Blue?
No, he left.
Oh, no.
He resigned. What was it? When I was covering the team, I think like maybe like senior year, or I think it was the senior year. He was like, no, or something of that nature. Paul Kirtland took over. He does a really good job, but Paul was the only one that like returned from like this last year, or these 2 years ago, or whatever. So it was kind of just a fresh start, but now they hired Luke Strand. So
nice. Yeah. I remember I was like a squirt, and they had like the summer hockey like camp that they put on, and Darren Blue was one of like the main organizers, and I just remember he was always the main guy.
Bluey's the best.
Yeah,
Bluey is the best.
I had no idea. I don't follow on this seed, but
All right, let's dive into this championship game now. Gophers choke to Quinnipiac.
What?
Did I even say that right? Who the hell is this school? Who is
butchered
this?
that. You butchered that so bad.
No, we didn't.
Quinnipiac.
Connecticut.
Quinnipiac.
yeah. I think they're in Connecticut.
Okay.
Maybe. Don't quote me.
I don't
Does
know.
this school have any other D1 sports? Or are they like the Mavs?
Oh, they're all like 25 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really don't know. I think they're an overall Division I school. I think they're kind of like the Princeton though. Like I think like aren't they like kind of like an Ivy League or like a higher up or something of that nature? I'm not really sure. I'm not surprised they won though. I mean, I am a little bit.
Saying the
but not
Gulfs.
really.
I feel like
The
they're
Gulfs
always
lost
in
a
it
bunch
and
of
always
nerds?
lose, but
Well, I'm not saying they lost to a bunch of nerds, but I mean, they're just I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Quinnipiac is just kind of known for, I think, hockey. I don't really see them in any other athletics, but I don't really like watch Quinnipiac like a hawk. I don't know what you like. Nate
really,
and Jake
you
think.
don't? You're not a Quinnipiac stan or what?
I like them on Twitter. They're funny on Twitter.
First thing I want to ask is to Buss actually, and that's just how many seconds of this game did you actually watch?
I watched 10 seconds of this game.
Which 10
I turned it on for OT, game over. So it's clearly all my fault, I guess.
Obviously it is. Just wanted to point that out to the Hardys and Hardos that it was definitely your fault.
Of course, you had to point that out.
Yep, I did. How are we feeling, boys? Our Minnesota guys in the corners. How are we feeling?
I mean, I was at the Wild game on Saturday, so I didn't even get same thing as Jack. We left like right as the Wild were about to end, hustled over to Truck Park to watch OT, and then got all excited, got our drinks, and before we knew it was over. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I watched it from start to back. on a full stomach from Kaiserhof, so I was feeling good.
Ooh, yummy.
So yeah, no, it's just super disappointed. First period, just get out to such a hot start. Forecheck is good. Jumping on them. Get out 2-0 after the first period. Second period, looks like we just went into a shell in the second period, to be honest. Like, we just kind of sat on our heels.
Literally.
They just
So we're pulling an Ed
came to us.
Donatel, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, where the
Yeah.
Vikings or what?
Yeah.
Park
It
the
was
bus.
brutal. And like, there's like ebbs and flows, you know, to every hockey game, especially like a championship game as far as momentum goes. And I thought that's what it was. I thought, you know, it was 2-1 after the second period, I think, if I remember right. Quinnipiac just outplayed us in general. They were foot on the gas. Like I said, we were just kind of just sat back and let them take it to us. I thought we were going to respond in the third period, to be honest. I thought we were going to come out hard, just naturally, but the whole third period too, it just seemed like same thing as the second. We just kind of sat back, tried to preserve a 1-goal lead, and it just kind of bit us down the stretch. They pulled their goalie pretty early. I think like 3.5 minutes left.
Yeah, it was so early.
Which is early for when you're only down 1 goal. And like, not only that, but just the pressure that they were getting at the time, like before that, you know, like if I'm a coach, it's one thing if I'm struggling to get chances, I might wait, you know, or I might pull my goalie a little bit sooner just because I'm like, well, what the hell? We're not really getting any chances anyways. But when you're getting chances like that, sometimes, you know, I'd maybe wait like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes just to see if we can get 1 5-on-5 beforehand. But yeah, they scored like 2.5 minutes left. Kind of looked like our goalie was kind of cheating the pass a little bit, and it kind of just went 5-hole on him. Then apparently in the OT, there was a set play off the face-off.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Really?
that stretch pass was
Yeah,
that was a good play.
It was a really good play. Won it clean to the right defenseman. Something happened. I don't know what. I'd have to see it, but something happened where like they pulled one of our defensemen away from the play, which the guy streaking down the far side got open that way. I mean, he was like wide open in front of the net.
Yeah, it was.
The guy that had the puck just kind of won a puck race and kind of just chipped it over to him. Nice little saucer pass on the backhand. And yeah, game over after 10 seconds. But yeah, disappointing, but can't really say I'm surprised just based on how we played those last 2 periods. I thought we just kind of had it coming to us.
Classic Minnesota is all I could think of.
I mean, there also was a penalty in the third period that really swung the momentum from the Gophers and then over to Quinnipiac. And I think when those things happen, there is a team that grabs it and there's a team that doesn't, like Nate was saying. I call it the, you know, what do I even call it? Can't even think now. Scared to lose everything, you know, not scared. Because kind of the same thing. Like Minnesota had everything to lose. Quinnipiac had nothing to lose. It was the same thing we saw with Minnesota State and Denver in the game national championship last year, which still breaks my heart because I was there. And it was not fun. But that's kind of the same thing we saw, that Quinnipiac, just like Nate said, came out really strong. They played a full 60 minutes. I feel like Gophers only played 40 minutes, maybe not even that. And it was surprising to me because the Gophers are a third period team, in my opinion. They came strong and came out guns is like swinging. Like obviously Canisius, they scored how many goals in the third period? So that was surprising to see them really fall flat. But I think they were just like, they wanted to win so bad. They were just scared to play. Whereas Quinnipiac was like, okay, this is our first ever national championship. Like, go big or go home.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Well, do y'all have any other thoughts about the Frozen Four? Otherwise, we'll jump to the NHL regular season.
I have a good story. I have a fun story. I just saw a tweet. This is from Front Office Sports. I did a TikTok on this today for work. But so in 1994, Quinnipiac hired Rand Pecknold for $6,700 a year. Okay, so he taught at a high school to earn extra money, and his first real office job was literally a janitor's closet. And then in his 30th year, he won his first ever national championship with the team. Like, isn't that a cool story?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat when after the game it finally popped up, 29, 30 years coaching, like to be in it that long and finally find this success. Yeah, I was pretty happy for him, you know, not really knowing anything about hockey, but
definitely felt the same way. How emotional he was. Definitely hard to not feel good for a guy when it's like that.
Yeah, exactly.
$6,700. Like that's
crazy.
unreal. I mean, Mike Hastings, let's put it into perspective. Mike Hastings, his contract over the next 5 years, he's going to be making $3.75 million with the Badgers. So put that into perspective for
Good
y'all.
for him. He got that bag, Mike Hastings.
He got the bag.
That is good for him. He deserves
All
it.
of us were like, wait,
deserves
why
it.
is he leaving? And then we saw it and we're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, get that bag.
It's
$4
funny.
million.
All right.
It's funny because this Quinnipiac coach too. Just a side story because I heard that story too, Marissa, and Chicklets from the episode that dropped today. And apparently, like in the offer letter they gave him, it was supposed to be like 7,000. Like they agreed to 7,000. Then when he came to Quinnipiac to sign the papers, they knocked off $300, and it was only like 6,700. Like that's what he told me. So that's just kind of a funny story. He doesn't look like he's that old. Like he doesn't look like he's been coaching for 29 years.
No,
No, he
that's
doesn't.
crazy.
It's like he's like upper 40s maybe.
Maybe. Like he
Yeah.
looks pretty young, which is crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just so they're like, yeah, 7,000. They're like, just kidding, we can't hire you for that. And the fact that he stuck with them for all these years after that, I would have been like pissed.
Yeah, be out. All right. Now's the part of the show where we really turn it over to y'all a lot. Y'all came prepared with some things about the NHL to talk about. So I'm going to let you roll. We're going to butt in some random times, but I'm pretty much going to let you three kind of take control of this bad boy. So Nate's on my left, so we're going to start with him, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Yeah, so one thing that I just wanted to bring up, I know we talked about a little bit before we went on, was the Boston Bruins. Just the season that they're having overall.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, just absolutely crazy.
NHL record, right?
Yeah,
Regular season.
NHL record in points. I think they
Yeah, most wins of all time.
over Montreal, I think, or something.
It's crazy.
But
Yeah, and the Bolts of a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Ugh.
What are they at? 131 points right now, 63 wins, 12 regulation losses, and 5 overtime losses. So that's 80 games, and they have points in 67 of those. 68.
Definition of a wagon.
68.
Yeah.
Just do everything right.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just so deep too. Like going into playoffs. I mean, I'll get to this in a little bit, and I know I don't want to overshadow, the playoff prediction segment coming up, but like their goalies, like I look at goalies and I look, for playoff success, like that's one of the first things I look at. I mean, you can have a good team, but if you're letting in soft goals every once in a while, you just probably that's gonna be the difference in a 7-game series. But they got Linus Ullmark, one of the best goalies in the league, top 3 goalie in the league this year, in my opinion. Then they have Jeremy Swayman, who like low key has had a great year as a number 2. I actually picked him up for this final stretch of my fantasy hockey season because he was actually going every other with Ullmark down the stretch, which was a really nice plus for me. Trying to scrape by with a bunch of bad goalies, but yeah, no, I just think that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with up front. Plenty of experience, people who've been there. Marchand's been there for a long time. Bergeron's known to be, I mean, he's their main leader. Their captain's been there forever. On the back end, they got depth and they play hard. Like their defensemen, I mean, they're hard in the corners. You got Connor Clifton. You got big guys. Obviously, Charlie McAvoy, one of the best defenders in the league right now. But I guess right now, kind of just setting the stage for our conversation, coming up with the playoffs. But just want to kind of shed some light on the Bruins just because of the season they had.
Yeah, and they, they've been a wagon all year, and then at the deadline they go and get like Orlov, who's nasty. They get Garnet Hathaway, who's just a perfect playoff player, and then also getting Tyler Bertuzzi too, who's just a scorer, but he's just the perfect Boston player. He's got grit.
Those 2 guys are pricks. Like you put those guys on a line with Trent Frederick, and you got like literally the rat line right there.
Oh,
God, the rat line.
That's literally what it is.
The rat line.
Yeah.
Get this though, the Boston Bruins goal differential 124 more goals scored than allowed. Second in the league is 63, the Dallas Stars. That's
my God.
absurd.
It's stupid.
It's crazy.
literally.
They're just unstoppable this year. Like anybody that comes across them, except for the Blackhawks, which beat them, still blows my freaking mind. How did the Blackhawks, one of the worst teams in the league, beat the Boston Bruins? And we almost got beat by them, last night. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that at all. But one thing.
56. Actually, they're tied for the worst team in the NHL. The Blackhawks.
Blackhawks.
56 points right now.
Who are they tied with? Blue Jackets, probably.
Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ducks aren't. The Ducks are probably like the third worst, but Trevor Zegras trying his hardest not to make them blow chunks.
Yeah. Where'd you guys like to see Bedard go based on like all the bad teams and like the future based on the core guys they have there right now? I have my answer, but I'm gonna let you guys go first. We got like down there, we got like Blue Jackets, Flyers, Coyotes.
I mean, Sharks are kind of a lottery team. Like they're close. If he was on the Sharks, I think they would instantly just become nasty again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would think personally, like I'd love to see him with Trevor Zegras. Like I think that would be such an awesome combo. He's a nasty player in itself, like, and he's a young gun, so I think he could really like Connor could like elevate his play even more, and those two in a tandem could be like nasty. I don't want the Blackhawks to get it because I hate the Blackhawks. So if they get Bedard, I'm like suing everybody. Like I will be extremely pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have to hear my best friend talk about it because he's a Blackhawks fan, and that's talk I don't want to hear.
Or do you want him to go Naders?
I want him to go to the Ducks too. I think the Sharks would be electric. I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think the odds are there quite enough. But I don't know. I think the Ducks, Mason McTavish, I think he's gonna be nasty in a couple of years. I really do. And then Zegras. I don't know. It's tough to say. Like it's a tough question because like all those teams are absolutely like pretty bad. So it's just it's just like who do you want him to go with? But
yeah, and the lottery is just so like I do like it's like stuff on TikTok, and I do like funny stuff for like tanking for Bedard, and then every single male is like, it's a lottery, right? I'm like, yes, I'm not a dumbass. Like I know it's a lottery, so that's also a thing too. But I mean, I would love to see him with the Ducks. I think that would be sick. But
how does the lottery work? Do any of you guys know?
Oh, it's
for the
so
NHL?
confusing.
I
know like NBA.
Has a chance.
Yeah, there's like is it 16? Is it 16 of the non-playoff teams? I think
all the non-playoff teams.
All of the non-playoff teams, and then there's like a percentage, like narrowed down, right? Like so, obviously, like higher percentage as you go down. So if you're the worst team, you have like a higher percentage than somebody who is like just barely missed the playoffs. Isn't that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually,
I have them up right now. Mas, you weren't wrong though. The Sharks, I mean, they're the fourth worst right now. They got 9.5% chance at the first round.
So what? So the worst team has what percent? That's
right now the worst team 25.5%.
Really, it's that high.
Yep.
Okay.
Second worst team 13.5. Then it's 11.5.
Wow,
that's quite
wow.
It's a big difference from first and second.
Like these, like if I'm a Chicago fan, like or a Columbus fan, like I've never cheered for my team harder to lose than these last two games.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Especially when you have a player like Bedard, like he's just unreal, and he's like one of obviously a lot of people talk about the draft, but this year it's just different because of the level of play he's playing at, and he's in the juniors, right? He's showing so much stride, he's showing so much performance. So this year it's like everybody just wants them to lose. So I think last night when like the Blackhawks were like gonna win and almost won, like fans probably were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's 25%. Because I know in the NBA, the top three or the worst three, I should say, have equalized, and it's only 14%. I believe, right, Spinny? I think that's what it is. Yeah, so that's quite the jump.
Yeah.
Jake or Marissa, what do y'all got from the regular season?
I want to talk about Brock Faber and making his NHL debut. Sorry, Jake, if you're going to talk about that.
No.
Okay, good. It's really crazy to me with the college hockey and how that works, because when you play a national championship, win or lose, like you are basically, if you are good enough and you are committed, you're going to that team right away. We saw that with Matthew Nyes. We saw that with Nathan Smith last year, and now Brock Faber and a lot of other guys, Jackson Lacombe and all these other players who literally done in the national championship, went right on over to play. So that's kind of what happened with Brock, especially last night. It was weird because like Spurgeon didn't play, Kaprizov didn't play, like a lot of other players didn't play for some reason. So they had like Marco Rossi, Nick Baton, and then they had Brock Faber in. So, and Brock made his NHL debut, but something about him is going to be really special for this Minnesota Wild crew. Just the fact that also he was a U of M alum now, and he was partnered and a line mate with Alex Goligoski, who is 37 years old, and he is a Gopher superstar, right? Or he was back in the day. So when it was really funny, this is a funny thing. So when Brock was 2, Alex was playing at the U, and now they're on the same, like they're line mates together, which is just absolutely nuts. But I mean, total time, I think he had like 22 minutes TOI, which is total time on ice. And then I think he had 5 blocked shots, and then his GA and GF percentage were just like out of this world, like for somebody who's starting in the game and just had a first NHL debut. So I don't know. I think his level of play, especially with the 5 block shots, like he's just willing to get in front of the net. He's willing to protect the goaltender. He's willing to put his body on the line for this team. And that's something that, I don't know if we necessarily see from the defensemen that we have right now with the Wild. I think we have an okay decor. I think it could be better. So with having him in the lineup, I wish he was in tonight. He's not for some reason in tonight against the Jets. I don't know why, but that's just kind of how it is. But I just think he's going to be a really awesome young gun for us down the road. I don't know what Jake or Nate think on Brock Faber.
Yeah, it's even more impressive. Like watching college hockey versus the NHL, like college hockey is so much more wide open. They make so many more mistakes defensively and like systems wise. So the fact that he was able to make the jump so smoothly, and you're right, like him and Goose were by far the best deep pair last night. Wasn't even close. So to make that jump right away and look that good, I'm really excited, and I hope he's in the lineup for playoffs for sure.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better myself. I think he will. I think he will be in the playoffs. I think he'll play. I was also surprised not to see him in the lineup tonight.
Right.
I mean, granted, I know it is a back-to-back, and he's had a whirlwind week here, I guess. Playing the semifinals and the championship and his NHL debut. But being it's a home game, I thought they'd want to get him in front of the regular season, in front of the home fans before the end of the regular season. But I don't think Addison's been playing well enough. I think he's better than Merrill.
Yeah.
I think those
or
guys.
Dumba even.
Yeah, or Dumba even. I mean, yeah, Dumba's such a leader. I think we'll have him for the playoffs. But yeah, no, I think either Merrill or Addison or both are going to take a back seat, and Faber's going to play. Especially just based on how he looked in his NHL debut. I didn't realize how fast he was. Like,
so
fast. I was watching him in the championship game, and like, I think the game was so much slower in college, and his IQ is so high that he just doesn't have to move as much. Like, he's so defensively sound. Like, he's very efficient. Only like moves when he has to. But like in the game last night, I was like really surprised how fast he moved his feet, getting from the front of the net to help in the corners and back to the front of the net. So yeah, no, I'm excited. It's funny, like his mug too. He's got glasses on, so it's just very funny. If you, I don't know if you guys saw that.
He's got like chipmunk cheeks or something too. He's kind of
his
funny.
visor, dude. His visor goes down to like his bottom lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for him.
Okay, so you guys have to explain to me how the hell the NHL draft works. So they can just get drafted and go back to college?
We're still back on this. So
I just don't get it. I've never understood it. So I'd like to hear.
The NHL draft is different than anything you're going to ever see. Not even talking about lottery or anything. So basically, these kids play in juniors, right? And if you show great skill from playing in high school or playing at a young age or whatever, you usually go to juniors and you go to like a billet family, basically stay with another family that isn't yours, and you play hockey. And if you're good enough, you're going to get noticed. And at that point, then you kind of go to the draft and you get drafted by a player. So let's say, I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's say Minnesota Wild draft Connor Bedard and get the first overall pick. Not going to happen, but let's say it does. He doesn't go to the show. he doesn't go to the show immediately. He can spend some time playing other hockey, going to college if he wants to. That's why if you see online charts for college, you'll see like the little Minnesota Wild symbol or like the whatever symbol. That's what happened with like Nathan Smith. Like he was, I think, drafted by the Jets and then traded to Arizona, but he was drafted by the Jets. So whenever we would see the line chart, his symbol would be there because then he was drafted. So basically, it's almost like we don't want the players now. We want the promise. We want the future. We want them to develop to the best of their ability, because if you get that player like Connor Bedard or anybody while he's at such a young age, he hasn't developed yet. So that's kind of the thing of we're going to draft him. We're going to see how that goes. And then once he gets to that time, usually after college, like that's why we saw like Matthew Nyes, like he got drafted, he went to college, he played stellar, and then they called him up. And then sometimes they'll go down to the AHL, which is the American Hockey League. Sometimes they'll go and get called up. So like for the Minnesota Wild, our AHL is the Iowa Wild, who play in Des Moines. Is there anything I missed, guys?
No, pretty much covered it.
Very baseball-ish to me.
Yeah, it's kind of gives me a baseball vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, if a player is in the juniors and they're already drafted or whatever, is any other team allowed to sign them, or are they exclusively, their rights are exclusive to that team?
Yep, rights are exclusive to the team.
Okay.
You can like trade, like I said, so like Nathan Smith for MSU was with the Jets, but then there was a contingency plan, NHL trade deadline, whatever, and his rights then got traded from the Jets to the Arizona Coyotes. So now he is in the Coyotes program, plays for the Tucson Roadrunners, got called up for a couple games. So
that's what happened to
extra nice facilities.
Guy too, right?
Super nice facilities they got down there, huh?
Mullet Arena.
Yeah. I got to roast the Coyotes on that. All the Arizona teams, crap.
I think the Coyotes have a half decent road or home record though this year.
Mm-hmm. They're actually a wagon at home. Like one of my buddies lives down in Arizona, goes to like Yotes games. Like he says they are a wagon at home. Almost because think about it. Okay, you got a big arena, you have a lot of people, right? But like in small college hockey barns, there's not as many people, but it's so loud, like it's electric in there. So yeah, they're playing in maybe just 5,000 seats, because that's how much Mullet Arena sits. Is like I think around like 5,000. But you're still getting that great atmosphere. You're just having to share it with, the Arizona State Sun Devils.
True.
21, 15, and 4 at home, and 7, 25, and 9 on the road.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. And if there's if it's not a back-to-back, you probably know those the away teams probably going downtown Scottsdale to check out some old town bars probably.
Oh, of course.
Since you're down in when in Rome. So no, I don't know. Yeah.
I know the Minnesota Wild, when they had a couple nights off or something, I don't know if it was in Arizona. I think it might have been actually, like Marcus Foligno and a lot of the guys went like four-wheeling. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that on socials. Like, they literally went four-wheeling, and Maff was like, Marc-Andre Fleury was like having the time of his life. He's like, this is what you guys do for fun? And he was like driving like a madman. So, I mean, they do take like time and breaks and like do stuff. I don't know if they go out to the bars. Probably they're hockey guys. So,
yeah, that's what happened in Vegas too.
Yeah.
When we were in Vegas, I think the Wild spent 3 nights there. So, and then we got pumped like 4 or 5-1, I think. So, it
was not good. Yeah, they think they went down a water slide. I know I saw a video of Mason Shaw and Dewey 2 going down a water slide together in tandem. That's my favorite video ever. Before Mason Shaw tore his 4th ACL.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's real tough.
Can we talk about this goalie fight situation? What was going on with this? Like the Fleury. I know this was a while ago, but like I didn't even understand. So like, can you enlighten me on what the heck is gonna happen?
Like folklore in hockey, like a goalie fight is the coolest thing that can possibly happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I guess Flower's just been talking about it for the past little while here, that he's been wanting to get in one. Like, I don't know if anyone watched like his Becoming Wild that came out this week, which kind of centered around it. Like, I don't know. I think he would have got his face caved in, because he wasn't even like upset, and Binner was like pissed. So if they actually fought, I think Fleury would have gotten pumped. But I mean, it would have been awesome to see.
Yeah, you're going up against a madman crybaby, Jordan Binnington. Like, that guy's psychotic. He probably like just how that game went to, like with him like going after Hartman for no reason. Like, he just like, even though like, yes, like there was a reason, like he thought like he intentionally kicked him or like did whatever, and he like tripped over him, and then he just goes after him. Like it's just crazy. Is that what happened? Isn't it, or is there something more?
But I guess earlier in the game, Hartman was kind of chirping Bennington a little bit.
Oh,
Like
was he?
after we scored our 4th goal, he's like, "Hey, hang in there, buddy, hang in there." So maybe that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
So is that why he went like this when against the Blues? He was like,
He did say that.
Yeah.
And I also remember Russo saying too something along the lines of like Hartman told the official before the draw too, was like, hey, like I'm under Benner's skin right now, like watch him, he's gonna do something stupid. And then we score, and then Benner just waffles, Hartman right in the jaw. But no, yeah. So he called it. I mean, at least Russo said that. I don't remember when he said that, but yeah, that was funny too.
Yeah, we were definitely in his kitchen big time.
Oh yeah.
That's
What are those linesmen
hilarious.
doing though? Like, what are the linesmen doing? Right?
I know.
That's literally so funny.
Yeah, Flowers like, hey, it'll be fun. It'll be good. It'll be good. Let us go.
I love they have him mic'd up and they didn't know. Like, yeah, it'll be fun. Come on, like let us go. Like he was just the nicest guy. He's like, oh,
That's what
come
I'm saying.
on, it was
He
a
was
hockey
not in a
fight.
state to fight. I don't know. I don't think it would have ended well.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
All right, y'all. We got 4 minutes left on this segment. What's one last thing we want to talk about before we go?
Jake, do you want to pick the
I can
topic?
just quickly cover. I think the most impressive thing for me this year was how well Billy G has worked the phone in trades. Like before the year, it had issues with Cam Talbot from last playoffs. He wanted to start game 1 and he didn't. So that kind of boiled over into the offseason. Gets rid of him for Gustafsson, and now Gustafsson's our new number 1, and Flowers playing unreal. So that trade kind of set the tone for the year. And trading for Reeves earlier in the season too. He's obviously not the best of hockey players, but I mean his presence in the locker room, along with the fact that he's the best heavyweight in the league, like nobody will mess with anyone on our team because of that. Because if they do, they know he's gonna pump their face in.
We have that guy. We have that guy on our team.
I find it absolutely hilarious that in hockey, teams literally just sign players just because they're good at fighting. That is, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think as a hockey player, Reeves might not even be AHL level. Like, I don't know.
Man, this Revo slander needs to stop, Jake. What are you doing?
I love the guy, but
he should go in the UFC.
You sound like that 4-year-old that tripped Ryan Reeves at his son's like hockey practice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard that story. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but besides that, I mean, I don't know how many deadline trades we had, like 5 player trades. Johansson, I didn't like him the first time he was on the Wild, but he has been unreal. I think he has like 17 points in 19 games with us. Klingberg was always one of my favorite defensemen. So getting him, he's so good at walking the line. And that's the type of player you need in playoffs. Just that's how you score goals, is shitty point shots, rebounds, screens. So, and then just getting Sundqvist, even getting rid of Greenway in itself, I think was kind of like winning a trade, just so other players could step up. I don't know if you guys want to add on any of the other players we added.
No, I mean, I just spot on. I think like it is crazy because a lot of these players we were like, what? Like, especially with Reeves, like, and especially with, Sundqvist and Nyquist and Mojo. I call him Mojo Jojo, Marcus Johansson. But a lot of them I was like, what? And they are really paying off for this Wild squad. Like they're doing their job and they're executing perfectly. Like Billy G is that guy. Billy G is him.
Yeah, love him.
I agree.
Best move we ever made.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And JoJo and Boldy, like the way they've been playing together recently, that's very refreshing to see that. And I mean, you think back to like Boldy didn't have any goals in the month of February, 0. And it's pretty much coincides directly with getting Johansson, Boldy just being on an absolute tear for the last like month and a half, 6 weeks here. So yeah, no, I think hats off to Billy G. There's been times where like I'm just like questioning, like at the time, just like, like what are you doing? Just because Moss, like you said, I wasn't a huge fan of JoJo. the first time we had him. But it just seems like, thinking back to like just Billy G in the Wild so far, it just seems like everything's worked out well. Just as far as like everyone having a role, I feel like Billy has a master plan in place. And I feel like that shows through more than maybe some of the other GMs in the league. Hint, like Vancouver or someone like that.
Do you guys want to hear a funny story? Do a quick funny story. I met Billy G's son at a Wild game. I'm not even kidding you. Billy G's son, his name's Liam. Like, we were there for 10K takes because I work for 10K and Wild takes. So we were there doing the last ever Cup Snake, and I'm, of course, pretty drunk. And I'm like, hey, I'm wearing my 10K hat. I'm like, hey, come here, like, do whatever. And he's like, oh, 10K? Like, my dad loves your podcast. I'm like, sick. Who's your dad? Like, Billy G. I was like, then the entire night he's just showing us pictures of him and like his dad, like Billy G, like in like out in the wild and like doing some stuff. So great guy. Plays, I think, D3 hockey. So Billy G has a son. His name is Liam, and Liam's the GOAT.
Let's go. Let's see.
Love it.
Well, before we jump to trivia, I want to ask y'all one quick question. Who's the MVP this season? It's Connor McDavid, right?
McDavid.
No brainer.
No brainer. Unanimous? Is he going to win unanimously?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a 27-point lead right now.
Yeah.
And that's his teammate. I think he's up by 40 points on the next guy that's not on his team.
That is his teammate. Yeah.
It's absurd.
There's no way.
Only sixth 60-goal, 150-point player of all time. So
it's unreal.
That's all we need to say.
Actual sixth time or sixth individual player? Because I would imagine.
Player.
I'm
sure Gretzky did it like 8 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm sure Gretzky did it multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He's an absolute treat to watch.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I didn't realize Connor McDavid was like the same age as like me. Like he's like what, like 26, 27?
Yeah, a lot of years left.
He's like, he was born in 1997. I saw a TikTok on this and I was like, that makes me feel stupid. Like this guy is like going to be MVP, like one of the, like a really great hockey player. And I'm like the same age as him, not doing shit. It's crazy.
Best hockey player you've ever seen or not? Or we get unanimous yes from the boys. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you put McDavid in any league, present day now, all the way through from when the NHL started.
But like, go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
I just feel like he's so much faster. His hockey IQ, his vision is just off the charts. It's crazy. Like when you're watching on TV and like if you watch hockey enough, like you can kind of predict like what's going to happen, like the flow of the play. But like he just passes to people where you're just like, you just don't expect it. Like just things you just don't expect to happen. Passing to people who like don't look open, but finds a way to get it there and, score. It's crazy. I don't know, Mas. I'm just kind of spitballing, but like I do think he's the greatest player to ever walk the planet.
I mean, his hands are just. It looks like it's in like fast forward. Like I don't know how he moves that quickly, both his feet and his hands, and keeps control of the puck. And like you said, the vision. It's just the full package. I tune into every Oiler game I can.
Yeah. I just no slander to Gretzky. I just think McDavid, McDavid in Gretzky's era, he's scoring more.
Yeah, and I mean that's fair. And I wasn't even throwing Gretzky in that. I was just talking about guys we've seen live.
But, in our lifetime, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy though. We love it.
Marissa, what do you think? I'm looking at you, facial expressions look different.
Dude. No, I don't think he's better than Gretzky.
But of our lifetime, is he the GOAT?
Our lifetime?
No,
that's observed for Kirill Kaprizov. Sorry.
All right. Sorry.
I honestly think though,
Connor
McDavid is absolutely great and it is stunning and everything, but I don't know. I don't know if he's the greatest of our time right now. I really want to see some more guys, how they develop. I'm not giving him it just yet. Like maybe we'll see in a couple of years.
Like we got a hater in the house. That's all I got to say.
Hey,
I like to hate. I like to hate, and I don't like to cheer for the Oilers.
I don't either. I'm a certified Oilers hater. I hate the Oilers. But,
I know you guys. Well, the thing is, like, I know hockey, but I feel like I don't know hockey as much as you do. Like players, like NHL wise, like I know a lot about the Wild and all these other people, but like take their word, not mine. I just like to fight back.
Who would
Love
be one
it.
of those names you'd put up there for like one of the best currently?
What's some names I would put up there?
Yeah.
Crosby. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crosby is definitely one of them, just because again, like what he has done. Somebody I think is going to be one of the best is Trevor Zegers. I think him or Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is almost like broke a record, if not right. Like he's close to breaking a record. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's within the Devils organization. He's going to be obviously awesome. But I know Connor McDavid is definitely up there, but like also Austin Matthews. I love Austin Matthews. I love his play.
Mhm.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
gotta wait to see that boy. I'll probably be wrong though. We're gonna watch this video like in a couple of years.
This is gonna be on Physical Takes, I think.
It literally, Marissa's gonna be like, "You're stupid.
Marissa
Shut up."
I think Marissa just pulled a Bethany and a Fetty Buss and choked on that prediction. So
Yeah. How the heck did you not know I went to Bethany too? By the way.
yeah, that's tough. Went to the same college and Buss doesn't even know. 2 years at the same small Division III college together, and Buss doesn't even know.
What do you mean?
You wanna hear
we have a
something funny?
whopping like 700 kids at our school, dude.
Yeah, and I knew who you
nice.
were. I knew who you were. I literally knew, and you didn't know who I was. It's crazy. It's crazy.
On that
Good
mess
stuff.
up note, let's hear from our boy with the trivia theme music. So I can
Is
get
that time?
But is that time?
The win streak is continuing for me today.
No,
Let's hear it.
if you win with 5 people, I'll give it to you, but no shot you're winning with 5.
It's happening. Let's start the opposite way this time. Let's start with Jake. Ask your easy question.
All right. My easy question's kind of off the grid a little bit. Who's the current #1 team in Formula One?
Ooh,
Red Bull.
Oh God,
I'm gonna say Red Bull too.
I'm saying Red Bull.
No, I'm gonna not then because I can't copy everyone. So we're gonna say Ferrari.
Don't look at me. I don't know what the hell you just asked. What the hell is a Formula One? Is this racing?
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm tapping out. I don't watch that. Nope.
No
I'm
answer.
done. No, I can't. I don't even know. I can't even make a formulated guess. I don't even know.
What is it?
It's Red Bull.
You should have just stuck with it, Spinny.
No, I can't. I couldn't get it right for that reason. It wasn't morally correct. I had to do my own guess. I couldn't just copy Nate.
Yeah.
Hurt me on the inside.
All
Do I
right,
just go and
Marissa,
ask
what's your
the
easy
hard question now?
Oh,
Nope. Easy
No.
easy around and then back to you and then hard around.
Got it.
I don't have an easy round.
That's fine.
You got 2 questions.
Well,
though,
okay.
right?
We'll do this. We'll do this easy for you. Yeah. Okay. So, who is? We'll do it this way. I'll do easy. Okay, I'll do easy. Who is leading the Western Conference in the Minnesota Wild conference? So in the Western Division, who is leading? Who is #1 right now in the Central?
Oh, the
I have a guess.
Yeah,
Jake and
just-
Nate,
The
don't
Avalanche?
spit it out. Don't spit it out.
Yeah, make us
The
go
Stars?
first.
I don't even know right now. Hang on.
If it's
You seriously don't
NHL
even know?
related,
It's so close.
Oh, I
it's
know.
close.
I got that
I'm going-
memorized.
I'm going. Yeah, it's gotta be the Avalanche. It's gotta be the
I'm going Avs as well.
Yeah, technically it's a tie.
Well, that's
The Avs are
well-
first, but they're tied in points wise. So
yeah, I was like,
104
I know
with that.
it's close.
Yeah, but the Avs technically are first, and then it goes Dallas with 104, and then it goes Minnesota Wild with 102.
And it's funny because the Stars have the. I heard the Stars. Do the Stars have the tiebreaker over the Avalanche or no?
I don't
I think
know.
the Avs would because they're like shown on top of them in the standings.
Yeah,
They had
so
a game in hand though.
I don't think that matters.
No. Okay.
I
Yeah.
have no
I
idea.
guess.
Does that matter?
I feel like they would just show it based on the tiebreaker right then.
Yeah.
all right. Boss, you keeping track of these scores here?
Of course I am.
Okay. Nader, you're up.
All right. My
Before you ask your question, I'm going to say this now. if any of y'all are saying NHL questions, make Spinny and I guess first.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
we don't cheat.
This
Also, easy questions worth 1 point. Hard questions worth 2 points.
2, we're doing 2, not
Yeah.
3?
2.
Okay. All right, Nate.
all right. So my question is hockey related, NHL. So the question is, who is the current coach of the Calgary Flames?
I got nothing. No guess.
I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was supposed to be hockey related, so both my questions were hockey related.
No, that's totally okay.
I'm
I
gonna
got
say
no
Mike
guess.
Yo. Mike Yo. Only coach I can name. Mike Yo.
That's so funny.
How about you two?
He's
You
an
guys got a
assistant
guess?
coach.
I don't even know who is the coach for the Calgary Flames. I'm not good with coaches' names that haven't gone through Minnesota.
I could say Bruce Boudreau too if you want.
No, Bruce Boudreau, but Boudreau, right? Is that how you say his name? Boudreau? I never say his name right. I don't even know. I that one's. I don't even think I would have an educated guess on who the Calgary's Flame coach is. All I
No.
know is Walker Dewar plays there.
You got to name one. You have to name a coach. Come on.
Yep. Dean Evanson. There you go. That's all. I don't know coaches.
Boss.
Jake?
Daryl Sutter.
Correct. You won a Stanley Cup with the Kings back in way back when, as an 8 seed.
Oh God.
All right, we like it.
I told you I was gonna get wrecked.
I told them I was going to get wrecked in the chat.
All
That's
right,
an easy
we're all
question.
getting-
I'm excited for Nate's hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
That was his easy one, and I
Yeah,
didn't
that
even
was the
know.
easy question. I was thinking that too.
This
Come on.
was shot in the dark.
Okay, my easy question. You get one guess, but there's 2 possible correct answers. You can get either of them to get it right.
Okay.
Currently 2 NHL playoff teams that have a losing road record. So the 3 division teams and the 2 wildcard teams is who I'm including in this. Currently only two teams that have a losing record on the road. Who are they? Name one.
Wait, repeat the question?
So of the playoff teams, including
Okay.
the 3 in the division and the 2 wild card, there's only 2 teams that have a losing record on the road. Name one of those 2 teams.
I feel like since it's an easy question, I'm just going to run with the Minnesota Wild. That's my guess.
I'm gonna say the Kraken. Seattle
Oh, I
Kraken.
was going to say that one.
You can pick the same.
Yeah, I'm
Go.
gonna pick it because I don't want to feel like I'm cheating on it, but I was literally gonna say the Kraken. That's one that sounds the most correct to me.
I'm gonna go with the Islanders.
Mm.
That was
One of
easy.
you, one person got it right.
Me.
No, the
I'm
Islanders
guessing it's
is
Jake.
one of the teams.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna
The
guess
other
it's Jake.
team, which was the start of this question, is the Lightning. Lightning are 18 and 22 on the road.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, they're
That's
ass.
my
Terrible
team.
road record.
Ooh.
Who's that
That's a
like?
good
All right.
one.
Oh.
I'm coming in now with some hoops related question here. Number 1 seed in both conferences in the NBA. You have to give me
I'm
both.
going
You have to
last.
give me both teams.
Oh God.
I'm going last. I know the answer.
Yeah, have Spinny go last. Make us hockey folk try to pull them out of our
I
asses.
don't
is
watch
awesome.
any
No,
NBA.
no.
This is
I don't
so
watch
fun
for
any
me.
NBA.
I know the East.
I feel like I know one of them, maybe.
I just want to say a team.
All right,
that's
how
at least
about-
in the playoffs.
I'll
I
let
think you know.
I'll let all of you guys. You only have to name one of the 2 teams. Spinny will have to name both
Why?
Okay.
because I know Spinny
Okay.
knows both.
Can I go? Can I name mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll say the Bucks in the East.
I was gonna say the same thing. It seems like I'm copying him, but I swear to God, I'm not. I was gonna say the Bucks, but I really don't know any other NBA team that's good.
I think
Anybody
I
know
might be
the
able to get
West?
too. I think I might be able to get the West.
Let me think.
Jake,
I was gonna
Jake,
guess
you got
Suns.
something?
Suns would be my West team.
the West team is the Nuggets.
Really?
Correct.
They're
East
good.
team is the Bucks.
Hmm.
Bucks.
The
Nuggets
East
are
team is
one.
the Bucks.
The Nuggets are good.
Yes, the Nuggets are very good.
So Golden Gate, they're not even. Are they
6.
good this year?
They're
The Warriors are sixth
Oh.
seed.
Oh,
Where are the
Jesus.
Suns at?
Really?
Suns are
The
4,
Suns are 4.
Clippers 5, Memphis 2, and light the damn beam, Sacramento is 3.
And your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Big
Yeah,
game
well,
in
if
Atlanta.
Rudy wouldn't punch his own teammates and then another guy, McDaniels, punch a wall, maybe
Punch
they'd
wall.
be fine. Are you
Hey, I'm telling you what,
idiots?
if Fetty said to me what Kyle Anderson said to Rudy, I'd punch him in the chest too. It's just right. Honestly.
Oh my God! Still, Jesus.
Can't
And
make
what
this
do
guy
they
up.
have? Cat and Ant are both out, aren't they?
No, they're playing now, but
Oh, they're playing now.
Hey, Spin
Still
Dog.
screwed.
Spin Dog. I'm supposed to remind you that you owe Connor 50 for the Wolves making the play.
yeah, you
So-
lost
Yeah,
that bet. Steve.
I do owe Connor some bragging rights for that friendly wager that we had.
Said to pass
All
it on
right.
to you.
That's why you don't bet, people. That's why you don't gamble.
I didn't. No gambling.
We're gonna-
for me, just to be
We're
clear.
gonna head into the hard round here. The scoreboard: 3-3 tie for Nate and Jake. Me and Spinny have 2 points, and Marissa has 1.
Woo!
That is the
All
score.
right.
Heading into the final round, Jake, what's your hard question?
All right, this is definitely a hard one. How many Premier League teams are in the city of London?
Oh,
Mm.
I think I might know this.
Premier
Okay.
League.
6.
I don't even understand the question. I don't know what a Premier
Soccer.
League is.
Soccer.
God, come on, Jake. You're asking me all these questions. I don't know. I don't know the sports. I don't know racing or professional hockey. I have no idea.
Okay,
Or
I'm
professional
going-
soccer.
London include like the suburbs of London, or are we literally talking like?
Yes, I just looked up number of Premier League teams in London.
Okay.
I didn't know it myself.
I'm going 5.
I'll just throw out a random one and go 7.
Spinny?
I'm gonna say 6. No, 5. 5. Final answer 5.
Wow.
Oh,
they're
Marissa
copying
gets
me,
2
dude.
points.
What?
It was 7.
It was
Me?
7.
Oh.
That is
Let's go.
insane.
Let's go.
Do you have the teams or no?
No, I should probably know them, shouldn't I?
Okay, let's try to throw them out here. I mean, we got Man U, right?
Chelsea.
No, Man U's in Manchester.
That's Manchester.
Oh, so I'm just an idiot.
I think
Chelsea.
Everton, Arsenal for sure.
Yep.
I don't even know. I just
7?
7.
Wait,
God.
do you want me to just name them off?
Tottenham.
Yeah,
Yep, Tottenham.
Tottenham sounds right.
All right, I'll just name them off. It's Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Fulham, Brentford, and West Ham.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Almost
Are you a Premier League fan, Moss?
What?
Are you a Premier League fan?
Yeah, Chelsea's my club.
Let's go. No way, actually.
You too, huh?
Yes.
Huge tilt tomorrow, eh? Holy.
I'm not a super fan, so I'm not watching all the games, but Chelsea's the team that I pick. So
All right, good
the
shit.
boys are into it, so we had to get into it a little.
So
Yeah.
like soccer wise, professional, like Premier, MLS, like what's the difference? Like is I don't.
The Premier League is like the best league.
It's
I
like
mean,
a
Best
world
league?
class league,
pretty
yeah.
much, right? Moss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And
I
then-
know there's like Union Omaha. There's like a professional soccer team here in Omaha. That's all I know. I covered like the U.S. Open Cup or something. That's all I know.
Yeah. The MLS is like a lower league, but still decent. All right.
All right,
what are we-
Marissa.
Who are we at, Marissa?
Yee. Okay, so how many Minnesota players have played in the NHL?
Ever?
Do we? I mean, we get a ballpark here,
Like,
right?
born in
Okay.
Minnesota? Born in Minnesota, you're
Are
saying?
we
Yeah,
allowed
like
to be
natives.
within 5 or what's going on?
You can be within,
Maybe just
Is it-
closest person gets the points.
yeah, closest person gets the points.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay, I'm down for
Unless
that.
2 people get it exact, but yeah, close first.
All right, Spinny, we gotta go first. It's a hockey question.
How long has
NHL
the
players.
NHL been around? That's what I'm trying to
So
say.
yeah,
we're
like how many Minnesota like players like overall have been in the NHL?
1,069.
No, it's not as much you as you would think, but it's still a
Oh.
good amount of a number.
So I went too high.
Okay, I'm going.
Yeah, way too high. Like
Okay.
way too
But
high.
in the history
No.
of the league?
Yeah, let Spinny guess what he wants. If he wants to guess 1,000, he can. Spinny, is
No.
that your final answer?
Don't
No,
say
I'm
that's your
gonna
final
say-
answer.
275.
I'm gonna go 432.
565.
475.
You guys are so high.
So Spinny wins.
So I win?
Did Jake go already?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's
this is from like a random search, so I don't know if it's technically right, but
I think of like as of right now, it says only like 56. So I don't know if I looked it up wrong.
that's probably current.
That's probably
Yeah, probably current.
current.
I'll ask my second question then because that one was fucked. I know the answer to this
All
one.
right.
Like we'll do it. We'll scratch that. So how many Minnesota State players have ever played in the NHL? And this is
Okay.
total. Let's do that instead.
Okay. I like it. I'm gonna go
23.
31.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 17.
Okay.
Nate, that was my fucking number, buddy. That's tough.
Pick another number.
Go 16 then, or
16.
18. Yeah.
16.
Oh,
You gonna go 16?
Yep.
Jake, what do you got?
I said 23.
23.
It's me.
So it's actually 19.
Oh, way, Nate!
Damn.
That was wonderful.
did you guess 16?
Yeah.
Yes.
You should've gone
It's
higher,
not
bro.
18.
Oh.
Let's go. That's clutch.
that one I know for sure, especially since they've had like a good amount. But yeah.
Nate takes the lead.
Yeah, you got
19.
David Backus, Teddy Bluger,
Ryan Carter, Cartsy.
Carter, Carts. You got Carts. Yep.
Yep, you have a lot of ones. Nathan Smith, Connor Mackey, Walker Dewar, Mark Michaelis, CJ Cease. A lot of other ones too. Yeah.
David Backus is the only boy I could have named.
David Backus is the like one of the best people I've ever like met. I interviewed him and like Ryan Carter and then somebody else, Tim, can't remember his name, and like Ariah Hayes. Great guys. Great guys.
We like it. All right, Nate. Let us have it.
All right. Well, I'm sorry for this question. In advance, it is a hockey question. So the question is, who has the most Conn Smythe trophies? For Spinny and Buss, the Conn Smythe trophy is the most valuable player award. So
Most valuable player in the cup
on their
final.
team, or in what?
In the cup final.
Or in the cup final, yeah. in the cup
Oh,
final.
the most finals MVPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, it's a hard question, so I feel like it's not going to be Gretzky, right? So
Can we get the hint of in our lifetime or not in our lifetime? Was this pre-2000? Let's just ask that. Pre-2000 or post? This dude.
Sounds like both.
Okay.
all right,
That doesn't help me whatsoever.
I got to guess. I'll go with Corbus. I'll say Mario Lemieux.
That's a good one.
So you are right.
Oh my god.
You are right. It spans both millenniums.
Man, I'm just gonna. It's obviously can't be right if it's a hard question. I'm just gonna go Wayne Gretzky.
I was gonna
How
go
about you,
like
Tim?
Nick Lidstrom.
Ooh.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna go with Alex Ovechkin. I really have no idea.
All right.
I'm not good at the trivia.
The correct answer is Patrick Waugh.
No idea.
He had
Should have guessed the goalie.
he had
That makes
3. Yep. And there's a handful of guys who had 2. Yeah.
Goalie?
Yep, a goalie. Yeah, and Conn Smythe is just the MVP for their team in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So
I'm surprised Spinny said Mario Lemieux. That was That was a good guess. That was a good guess.
I know some hockey players. Like I kind of know. I just
was like,
don't really know what's going on in the current day. We're gonna go back to is it my turn? Yeah, we're gonna go back to basketball for my question. By far, the worst road record in the NBA belongs to the Golden State Warriors. They have the worst record for a non-playoff team in the road by a lot. So 41 total road games. How many wins do they have on this season on the road? How many wins? 41 total road games.
12.
Is that Moss?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they're the worst. I'm gonna say like 9. I'm saying they're gonna win like 1 in every 4 home games.
I don't know. 11.
11 is my guess as well.
Boss and Marissa both nailing it. It is 11.
Damn.
Just good at guessing, people. I'm
road.
just good at guessing.
And that is after and their road record against teams above 500 on the season is 1-20. They have 1 road win against a team above 500 during the regular season.
Why do you guys think they're so bad on the road?
I mean, Jordan Poole. I think the clickiness is probably some of it. Draymond punching Jordan Poole and the whole effects of that. I think they're just an older team that's usually worse on the road, but I don't know. It's crazy. It's something that so many people have a ton of faith in them in the postseason this year, and I'm just a little bit sussed about it, given that they have to beat somebody on the road at the 6th seed. They got to win road games, and I just don't know with that record if that's possible.
That's pretty crazy for a playoff team.
Okay.
Right, give us the scores and give us your question. Do I even have a chance?
Spinny, you do not have a chance.
Sick.
You should maybe get a tiebreaker question ready, though, because as of right now, we have Marissa and Nate tied with 5 points, and Jake can get 5 if he gets this right. So, which I don't think any of you guys will get it right. This is an MLB question. Which hitter, this hitter, by the way, is known for striking out a ton, but he currently leads the MLB in hits. Who is it? Current leader of hits in the MLB.
This guy's on my fantasy team. He's on my fantasy team.
Okay, is it Ohtani, the pitcher for the Angels? What's his name? Like Ohtani. He's the pitcher. Ohtani.
Wait, who'd you say, Nate?
I'm saying Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay.
Does Vladimir Guerrero Jr. still play?
Oh yeah,
That's my guess.
Okay. That's actually, I think that is the closest guess. I believe he's up there. It's his teammate, though. Spinny, do you know?
It's Matt Chapman.
Matt Chapman.
I want to guess that.
Yeah. Matt Chapman. All right. What sport do we want, Marissa and Nate, for the time?
Well, you got to give him a hockey question.
All right.
Make it somewhat easy.
So for this question,
no, I mean he's gonna know it.
So for this question, first one to give me the buzz. You can say whatever you want. You can scream at me. First person to make noise gets to guess. If they get it wrong, the second person gets to guess. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
You got something? Otherwise, I can throw something out.
No, I got something. Just counting here.
Okay.
Just verifying that I'm right.
Sorry, I'm watching the Wild game right now. I don't know if you guys are watching the Wild game.
I haven't turned it on yet.
It's not fun. I'm not having fun.
Okay, are we ready?
Sure.
How many Big Ten teams finished in the top 20 of the final rankings for 2023 in college hockey?
In college hockey?
Yep, number. How many Big Ten teams finished in the top 20 in the final? Are you
talking pairized rankings or are you talking USHO?
I'm talking, I don't know. It says 2023 standings. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. You said how many Big Ten?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess if I can.
All right.
Go for it.
5.
It is 5.
That's full, Nate.
Can you name them, Nate?
The
Yeah.
winner.
Penn State, Minnesota, Ohio State, Michigan, and
This is the straggler.
I can't remember. I figured I was forgetting one though. That's why I said 5 instead of 4. I don't know.
Michigan State.
Michigan State?
Mhm.
Yep.
They were dog water. I can't believe they made it.
Well, it's not the Badgers. The Badgers suck. So
Yeah,
if there's one other
literally.
team, if you like say the Badgers suck, then yeah.
Yeah.
Nate with the dub.
There we go.
Congrats, kids.
I don't know. I lost.
Final 6-5 to 4-4. Is that where we're at?
Can't
6-5,
believe I almost won. God.
6-5, 4, 3, 2. Or no, you got 4 because you got the Matt Chapman question right.
That was literally just a fantasy. Thank you, ESPN Fantasy Baseball, for that.
You literally have him on your team.
I do.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Let's jump to the playoffs now. Obviously, season ends on Friday, I believe, so we don't know the seeds yet. As of right now, the Atlantic in the Eastern Conference here, the Atlantic is Bruins, Maple Leafs, and the Lightning. In the Metropolitan Division, we got the Hurricanes, Devils, and the Rangers, and your two wildcard teams in the East right now are the Florida Panthers and New York Islanders. Out of these teams, who do you guys think are legit contenders and who are pretenders? Who's going to get bounced right away?
So I think we can all agree the Bruins are definitely
The Bruins are
obviously
legit.
contenders.
Yes.
I'd say
absolutely.
my number 2 after them is I really love watching the Rangers. They traded for Patty Kane and
Yeah.
Tarasenko at the deadline. Don't know if they have the best like playoff type of hockey build, but as far as fun to watch goes, they're just straight electric. So I'll be watching all their games, and definitely my team for the East I'll be rooting for besides Tampa.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And Shesterkin in that too. He's a guy who can just Shesterkin, yeah, Igor. He's one of those guys who can just steal you a series. So yeah, no, them for sure. One pretender. I actually think the Devils at this point. Well, they would play the Rangers in the first round, but they've had a really good season, but I think they're just going to run into the Rangers, and I don't think the goaltending for the Devils is completely out there.
I mean, Devils were a lottery team last year too, so they definitely don't have the playoff experience.
Yeah, for sure. And the Rangers went to the conference finals.
Final. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a New York, New Jersey matchup in round 1.
Yeah.
Yep, probably.
Yep. And then Toronto versus Tampa should be an absolute treat of a series too.
Yeah.
And
I think he's going to win that one.
The Leafs haven't won a playoff series since 2004. So I think this might be the year they finally
They sound like the Twins.
Yeah.
I think so too, Maz. I think it's going to go in 7 instead of 7 to Tampa Bay this year like it was last year. I think it's the other way around. And I think, Tampa Bay is just super tired with.
Yeah, Bolts just don't have it this year. I don't know what's up.
Especially the last couple of
Bolts suck.
years. It seems like they're just running out of gas.
Yeah.
But I think Vasilevsky's going to steal him a few games. And I think that it's 7-7.
Quickly, I think my biggest pretender, some of it's not their fault, is Carolina. They had 2 huge injuries this year with Pacioretty. I think he tore his ACL. And then just a couple weeks ago, Svechnikov tore his ACL. And they were 2 of their top 5 players. So I think they just won't have it this year.
Yeah, I agree. And then they really didn't make any moves at the trade deadline to get much better. In the East, the 5 or 6 teams right before the trade deadline, all besides the Carolina Hurricanes went into kind of an East arms race where they basically went and took a lot of the good players, a lot of them from the West. You know, Bo Horvat to the Islanders, Patrick Kane to the Rangers, as Moss said. So, and the Carolina Hurricanes are going to do that. I think that's going to hurt them down the stretch, especially since these injuries, you know, surface in the second half of the year. So, I agree with you.
So we're all rocking the Bruins then in the
Yep.
East.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you have to, right? After this season.
I mean, you can't not. They're amazing. Like, they're just
Right.
the wagon.
Nah, Toronto's got it.
Ugh.
I mean, the Bruins will have to play Toronto or Tampa second round.
That
gonna be
could
a
be an
gauntlet.
upset.
Could be something.
Tampa's got hella experience. I mean, we've seen them go to the finals how often these last 5 years.
Yep.
And really good teams, like historically, haven't made the Stanley Cup finals and won. I mean, you look back to like Moss in 2019, the Lightning, how much of a wagon they were back then, didn't make it, and
They got
then
swept first round.
yeah, and just I don't have all the specifics, but I think there were like there's some stat I shouldn't even say, but they're like there's some stat on Spin Chicklets today. I'm not even gonna butcher it, but that basically reference, you know, if you're
Yeah,
a
pretty
really
much.
good team.
The President's Trophy winner usually struggles for some reason. Yeah.
Panthers last year too.
hmm
Losing the first round,
It's just a thing, huh?
Second round.
second round.
Okay, so Boston likely winner of the East. How about the West? I feel like the West is a little more.
As of right now, we got the Avs, the Stars, the Wild, and the Central, obviously, Pacific, the Knights, Oilers, Kings, Wild Card, Kraken, and Jets as of right now. Those are your playoff teams.
I think it's going to come down to Edmonton versus Colorado. Colorado's kind of sleepwalked through this year, and they're still going to win the division. There's a reason they were such a wagon in playoffs last year and just ran through the whole Western Conference. They're just so stacked. And then Edmonton I think they have the best power play of all time this year, like 32%.
Really?
Yeah. So
32%, you say?
yeah,
Does that mean they score a goal on 32% of power plays?
I think that's the last time I saw. I don't know if it's gone down or up, but yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're
Crazy.
so nasty.
We got any other sleepers in the West that we think could do anything crazy? Vegas?
Knights. I think they're sleepers. I mean, I think the Knights are really good this year and are a force to be reckoned with. Personally, they're definitely going to win their division for sure. And then I think they have a good chance of winning I think they have a chance of winning the Western. In my personal opinion, I think the Knights are just that team, and they've showed it a lot more. I think the Wild, hopefully, I don't know. I would love to see like Wild versus like Knights and see who battles it out. Kind of like, because we lost to them, but we only lost after the second back-to-back game, and it was like a shootout. So
we'll just shift and talk about the Wild a little bit. I like the transition. How far do we think we can go? Are we a classic lose to the Blues in the first round Wild team, or can we make something more happen of it?
I don't think we're a classic lose to the Blues, this team. It's going to be hard, though, with, Joel Eriksson being out week to week right now as we speak, and Oscar Sundqvist being out, day to day or not being in the lineup. If we get those guys back and get them healthy, that's going to be the biggest game changer for us. And I think that will really show if we can get everybody healthy in the places they need to be. This team I think they'll get going on a roll, like we saw when Matt Boldy was tearing things up and Kirill was out. But it is kind of weird to see how Kirill is fitting and like getting back into the lineup. It seems like he's been a little bit more quiet since coming back. I know he's only played maybe like one game, but still I expected a little bit more of him, and maybe he'll show up in the Jets game, but it'll be interesting, but I don't think it's just a one and done for us. I think we'll get past the first round.
I think it'll be a very hard fought first series with the Flames. 6 or 7 games, probably 7. Then I think we run into the Avalanche and lose in 5, maybe 6.
Yeah.
I feel it's going to go.
See us getting gentlemen swept by the Avs, no matter what happens first round.
And the Avs are probably going to win in 4, maybe 5, and they're going to have more rest. Whereas I don't see us beating the Stars. If we win, if we advance, I don't see us beating them in 4 or 5. I think it'll be 6, probably 7. So, Avs come. That gives the Avs a good 5-6 days of extra rest that we don't have too. So, and they're just away again, as previously mentioned.
That's fair. Before I just want to settle this down so we can have some predictions on the record. East winner versus West winner. Give me your Stanley Cup champion. Tell me both the conference winners, and then pick one for the ship. Start with Jake.
Okay. I think I could see Toronto coming out of the East. I'm gonna say Toronto out of the East, and then I gotta go Avs for the West, and I think the Avs go back to back.
Okay.
Avs over Toronto. We like it. All right, Marissa. I know you got to run. Just give us your prediction quick before you go.
Who do I have to do? I was half listening.
Stanley Cup matchup.
Yeah,
Stanley Cup matchup.
And who you got?
Probably my personal opinion, Knights, Bruins, and then I have the Bruins winning it all.
Bruins over Knights. We like it. Thank you for being on. We appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you guys.
You're the best.
Bye.
I really, really want to say Boston's going to win it all. But I'm just going to kind of go with history and say that the winner of the President's Trophy is they're going to run into some trouble. So, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say it's going to be Boston. They're going to get out of the conference. They're going to go to the final, but they're going to lose to the Avalanche. I think what's going to happen, kind of my reasoning behind that, is I think that the East is going to be such a gauntlet as far as just getting through the East, that they're going to have 3, pretty tough series. Whereas I think the Avs can kind of, as long as they play to their capabilities, I think they'll be fine, as far as getting through the West in less games, and the Bruins are going to get through in the East, and I feel like that's going to show through. I want to say the Bruins, but I'm going to say the Avs.
Like it, Avs over Bruins in the final. Well, before we let you guys go, anything else you want to add about the playoffs or anything from the NHL? Anything you want to?
I guess I'd like to hear from your guys' perspectives, Spinny and Jag. Like, are you guys planning on watching a lot of hockey? And if so, I guess what are more casual fans looking for?
Okay, Spinny just disappears.
You don't want to know that.
No, so the NHL playoffs is when I definitely tune in. NHL playoffs are electric, even to the casual fan like me who doesn't really understand what's happening. It's fun to watch. I tune in every year. I try to watch. It's always tough though because the NBA playoffs are always obviously going on at the same time.
This year it's the exact same time. Yeah.
Right. So and I definitely try to make sure I watch all of the Wild series at least. But other than that, I'll watch here and there. It all depends on the NBA playoffs. But my prediction, though, I'll give mine. I'm going to rock the Oilers in the championship, but they're going to get taken down by the Bruins. The Bruins are your NHL Stanley Cup champions this year. That's my prediction. Spinny, what are your thoughts on the NHL playoffs? And
NHL playoffs, here's my thought. Bus probably already said this, but it happens very similar to the NBA playoffs, which I am much, much more locked in on. So, the Wild will definitely be tuned into every playoff game, and now I've got some boys in my area that are into hockey, so we'll have to hang out and watch hockey. We got the setup for multiple TVs, so there will definitely be more hockey on in the playoffs now that I have the boys showing me the ways. So we'll get some more hockey on. Prediction for me, I'm going to take Edmonton too. I'm going to say Edmonton pulling it off, winning the ship over Toronto. Boston's not making it. Classic President's Trophy. We're going Edmonton over Toronto.
That'd be electric.
And let it be known that I picked the complete NHL playoffs perfectly last year pre-playoffs in our bracket like this. So
that's crazy.
It was kind of easier to predict, but we did nail it on that one. So
wow. Impressive.
Yep. We get blind squirrels get a nut every once in a while. But yeah. Thank you all for being on. We appreciate it. It was about time we got hockey on the pod this year. So
yeah,
appreciate it.
Really appreciate y'all.
It was fun.
Good time.
Go Wild.
Go Wild.
Are we hooping Spinny, or is it gonna be too dark?
I think we'll get some late night hooping in for the squad.
All right. We'll be
All
in
right.
touch. All right. See you, boys.
Peace, boys.
All right. See you, fellas.
There it is.
Wow.
The hockey app.
No one can complain ever again.
No.
We did a whole episode
Whole
just
thing.
hockey.
Hockey.
The only non-hockey stuff were mine and yours questions. Well, I guess Jake, he had some random sports trivia questions as well. He
True,
took a page out. He took a page out of your book there.
Yes, you did. We love it.
Well, Spinny, I don't think we got any announcements. We'll drop. I guess the only thing is we'll drop some sort of NBA playoff special, so so y'all can hear our predictions. We'll see if
We'll
the
get
Wolves
some of
are
the-
able to pull off a dub tonight against the Lakes.
Yeah, let's go Wolves skis. That game's about to start. Well, not about to start. We got an hour and a half yet, but pre-gaming for that's about to start. So
Yeah, you're about to go hoop, huh? And get in the spirit.
about me and Nate about to go shoot around a little bit and then come back and enjoy a cold apple juice while we watch the Wolves. So
Spinny, I know obviously we're gonna talk about it in our special, but right now, give me your thoughts. Are the Wolves in the playoffs? Or are they gonna choke and lose 3 straight games?
We lose and we win.
Okay.
We put it together in the 8th game. We lose and we win. And then
you think you have you give me a winner of the 9-10? Who are we gonna face? Pelicans or Thunder?
Pelicans. BI is too good right now for anybody.
I'm gonna lean Pelicans too, but man, I think Shai could take that game over.
SGA
single-handedly win that game. Yeah.
Who knows? That'll be a good one. I'd rather play the Thunder, I think, just playoff experience wise than our team wise. But
yeah. East, let's throw all the playing predictions out then. East, I'm rocking Heat tonight over Hawks. I don't see Jimmy Butler losing.
Playoff Jimmy's losing tonight.
Really?
Hawks.
That's crazy.
I shouldn't even say my man. I don't even like him. Mid-nation Quinn Snyder's getting it done. Trae Young's dropping 45, 12, and 6 tonight.
Jeez.
45, 12, and 6 for Trae Young tonight. And the Hawks.
Hey, we did see this man single-handedly carry them to an Eastern Conference Finals. We have witnessed that. So
and I'm just maybe a little bit of manifesting going on, so I don't have to see my C's play.
That's
the first round.
That's
a little bit of manifesting.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, like I said, I'm rocking Heat. It's going to be the Raptor. Man, I couldn't even tell you the 9-10. I know Raptors are one of them.
And
Bulls. So I'm rocking Raptors in that one. Lots of playoff experience on their squad. Not saying the Bulls don't. They do have some guys with playoff experience, but I mean, the Raptors literally have NBA champions on their roster still. So I'm picking them in that game, and I am also picking them over the Hawks to get the 8 seed. Bless you.
Sorry, Hardies and Hardos. I didn't get that muted there quick enough.
He's got to blow his nose now, too.
Yeah,
gross, bro.
You don't need to see that on screen. Sorry, y'all. But
who do you got getting?
I am picking Toronto. I'm picking Chicago. Patrick Beverley formula.
To win the 9-10 game, you're saying.
To win the 9-10 game. And then
you do not have to beat the Heat.
Lose to the Heat. Heat
okay.
Heat give Milwaukee some fun in the first round instead of Boston.
No, it's going to be Boston. Sorry, buddy.
Nope. Manifest.
All right. Yeah, manifest it. Manifest the Wolves win then. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all for listening. Hope all you hockey stands out there like this episode because we definitely had a good time listening to our 3 hockey experts.
Facts. We love it. Thank you. Share and like and subscribe, please. Love you.
Facts. See you all next time.